pray that we are receiving from you the health message. And Father, we thank you for all the results because we know we can do nothing without you. I pray that you bless and direct this time that we have together. And I pray that we will all receive a blessing for it by your grace and mercy. In Jesus' name, amen. Amen. Okay. Well, I can see we have no new people here. Oh, thank you, Mama Sally. Yeah, for 2 days. 2 days. So give us a short synopsis on what did we do on Friday?
On Friday, but we had the boxes together, and they are huge and they are very heavy, very heavy. So we had to get them off the truck into the. Huh? No, if they were dirt, 10 men couldn't move it. But they're very heavy. So we got those in there. And today we got three altogether. One on the outside, which is very big. We're gonna make a compost out of that. The other two we got in there, we had the dirt. We have everything situated. We got all the fertilizer, everything. We just waiting for you all, so we can teach you all how to plant. But we've been here all day, and I am tired. Yes.
We're very thankful.
And I'm not halfway finished at my house. So, we're going to get there.
Yeah. I want the two cowgirls to come up. Yay! So that we can be on the video together. And we're just killing time right now. Yay! So I just want you to give us a little feedback on how.
Oh, it's my pleasure. This is an opportunity that I did not see coming. Hello, beautiful Dolores. How you doing, baby? I just see your smile. You just light me up. I just want you to know that. Yeah, she lights me up. Yeah. So everybody, welcome. Come on in. About the program, I know that this is a good program because I've been doing this for 4 years now. I love the fact that this ministry is available through Sinai to us free of charge. I pinch myself every time I think we don't even have to pay for this. I know that we give Dr. Jewel a lot of credit for everything that she's put together and putting this together. But I know that all glory goes to God. He is working through Dr. Jewel, working through Pastor Shaw, working through the leadership team to offer this program to you. But I never want to lose sight that this is about God. And I just want to share that with you. I know that it makes, when we talk to Dr. Jewel, but we give a lot of credit and accolades. She cringes inside. She wants to flee the church because she knows it's not her. She knows it's the power of God. And so I just want us to embrace that and really get it clear in our mind from where our health and where everything is coming from. And I'm so happy that he uses her as a resource here to be able to reach out to everyone. I just want to make that clear. How you doing, beautiful? You! She's looking like, who is she talking to? I'm talking to you. Yeah, Brenda. So, and the other thing I wanted to say is that about the program in general, every single year I've seen it grow and grow and grow. Not in terms of just the volunteers and the leadership, but in terms of the people. We've never, ever had a group like this before that is so enthusiastic, so embraces everything. I just know nothing but God. And I thank him for each and every one of you. We got people coming all the way from Alabama. Hello, y'all. Hello, y'all. Florida. She's not here right now, but yeah, Veronica coming from Florida. This is a powerful, powerful ministry, and I hope that you let your family and friends know about it. And they're gonna be asking you anyway, right? They're gonna be like, what you doing? Something's different, right? Yes, all the way, because she's been hearing about Creation Life. Let them know too. We're gonna have the virtual. I would love for her to be on that. Speaking of the virtual, I would love for everybody that's here to be a part of it in some way, shape, or form, even if you're just checking in to say hello. It was so nice having you there, for example, and you, Pamela, last year. It really fulfilled the class, and it helped my friend Harvey. Good news on Harvey. He was not able to not go on dialysis. His kidney function got down to 20%. However, he's doing dialysis, and he's doing better, and he's getting used to the routine. He was a little down. And he's going to share information with us so that if anybody finds themselves in that situation, they don't have to go through what he went through. Because there's like a special diet plan with, am I talking too much? There's a special diet plan with, potassium and phosphorus and stuff that the average person don't even think about when you're eating vegetables. But when you have CKD, you got to be real careful. So he's going to share that with us so that he's going to share that with us so that no one has to go through dialysis if they can afford it. Wendy. Hey, Wendy. I'm doing great. Yeah. Yesterday, that was the most beautiful, intimate, loving divine service I have ever, sincere divine service that I have ever witnessed. It was wonderful. I heard your mama coming out of you at the end, though. I heard her though. I'm just telling you, Wendy, she was there with you. God was with you. We were with you. Yeah. And that you and your son, when I tell you, you had me in tears, I know he is. I know you do. I know you love him. Yes. Yeah. Yeah. Yes. Yeah. Anyway, thank you for yesterday. That was the most precious divine service I have ever witnessed in my life. Yes. And the people like you, Lysandra, that are supporting Wendy and being there for her, this whole community that we have here of support for one another, I'm just grateful to each and every one of you. Yeah, thank you so much. So I'm gonna, I love the program. This is the best program we've ever had. You know how you're like, this program is the best. This is the best program we have ever had. And I thank you for your leadership, Charlotte. It shifted and brought something new to the program that we needed. I'm just telling you thank you. Oh my gosh. Was that hard? Did it have to be so hard, y'all? Thank you for your leadership. It was much needed and much appreciated, is much appreciated. And Francine, thank you for backing her up all the time, being there. You there for her. Yeah. People put me and Charlotte together all the time. It's you and Charlotte. I love the synergy that you have because you're so helpful to her. Thank y'all for letting me speak to you.
Oh,
Well, I just want to say, I know we give Dr. Jewel a lot of accolades, but on the other hand, yes, I do know that it's God working in her. Not only that, I praise God for all of you because God, you said yes to God. And that's who we are. We are instrument. That's who this is what we supposed to do. Give glory back to God. And we can't do that unless we say yes to him and allow him to use us. And you guys said yes. Thank you for that. And I really mean that from my heart. I praise God for all of you. The Wendy, yes, you were such a blessing yesterday. Yes, that's all I'm going to say about you, girl. Oh, my experience being a table leader is quite different from everything I've done in life. It's so exciting. I love to have fun. I truly love to have fun. And my heart, and deep down in my heart, I believe God created me to enjoy everything that he created. So it's going to show in how I live, and it's definitely going to show on my face. And I tell you what, my table, I have a unique group, and I just love each and every one of them. And you guys, this is my first time being a table leader, but he gave me Ellen. I mean, we are so like-minded. You know how it makes the job so much easier. Stand up, Ellen. Yoo-hoo! Yeah, orange table. Yeah, it makes your job, your responsibility so much easier when you got somebody working beside you and with like-minded and will speak, tell you when you're wrong and tell you when you're right. So that's Ellen. And then most of all, y'all, I worked for Emory for over 30 years, and my ace boon coon, my best friend at Emory is Kim. We are back together again. And I am so excited to have Kimberly Sant. We talking about having fun and getting paid for it. That was us. And we were a team. Yeah, our name was Batman and Robin. And it all depends on what situation we were handling that day. So what? But our manager didn't ever have to worry about us. Sometimes we kind of venture off. We out having long lunches or early breakfast, but she knew we got our job done. But thank you, Kim, for saying yes to life. And that's it. And last but not least, I thank God for Charlotte, because she's the reason I'm here. God orchestrated that thing, I went out looking for my truck in Jekyll Island, of all places, at a conference, end of the conference. I was out looking for my truck because I normally don't park. I normally don't park up close, guys. And so when it was time to leave, I went out, I moved my truck up close, and then forgot I moved it up close. And normally I want to get the steps in, go way out. But this time I'm like, did I park my truck? It's somewhere right. Then I heard somebody else talking to themselves, looking for their car. Yes, you were. You were looking for your car.
Yes, but I was not talking to myself.
That's right. But anyway.
That's how I told her. She was talking out loud to herself.
Yes, I do that. Yeah, I'm good company. That's right. That's right, because you have to consult.
Someone told me the reason you talk to yourself is because sometimes you need expert advice.
Yes, that was the situation. But anyway, That's how I got here. She tried to talk me in for the longest to come to a cooking class, y'all. And I'm like, I don't even want to cook anymore. I don't like cooking anymore. I don't have to cook. I know I'm not coming. So she bugged me, and I came for the first time, got hooked. So,
I didn't have to say nothing else.
that's right.
We want to hear from Harold. We're really just passing time until Jewel gets here. I know, I want to hear from you again. Oh, I just love your testimony, Harold. I sure do. And your wife wasn't here. Was she here last week? Oh, okay. So she heard it, but anyway. Thank you, Harold. I just love you. And I tell Sam that he needs to learn from you. I tell him that all the time. No, the part where you tell him you don't eat, you don't do anything until after all the women are served, and yeah, all that chivalry. Sam needs help with that. But let me not talk about Sam. Sam had a accident this morning. Yes, and my heart's broken. He got we got cut. He got, he yeah, it feels like he got cut this morning working on the boxes, and so he's in the process of probably getting stitches now. So yeah, we will pray for him. Pray for your brother.
Okay, this is very impromptu. I just want to make an announcement that Phyllis has cheese for everyone today. No, not Richard, I'm just joking. I'm joking. I'm just putting the spotlight on her. I'm just spotlighting her. Don't worry about it. I'm just joking. But definitely, it's good. It's great. It just shows the dedication that Brother Sam cut his hand doing God's work here at Creation Life. So please keep him in your prayers while he's recovering. Hope everything's be all right, and I hope he comes in. I hope he graces us with his presence, even though he's injured. Wasn't expecting to come up here and give my testimony, but I'll say it for the 1,000th time. There's always a first time when who hears it. Met my beautiful earth there in January of '99. We were trying to move to Georgia. Almost did it about 2012. God's plan had it for us to move here in 2022. I figured I was in the area, I will find where we were living, Connecticut, Virginia, North Carolina. I always wanted to have a African-American doctor, male preferably, so he can relate and understand and know the health issues and things like that, be able to relate to another African-American. Met the doctor, and I was 368 at the time. We're talking September of 2022 is when I met with him. Borderline, pre-diabetic, high blood pressure, you know, the whole bit. Plus, on both sides of the family, I have cancer, and specifically on my father's side, prostate cancer killed my grandfather and one of my uncles, and my father battled prostate cancer. He's in remission now, but he went through chemo. That's how far it went. So I was high on the list of having all those issues. Me and Peggy tried everything. You name it, we tried it. Weight Watchers, we completed P90X, we did Whole30, 21-day fix. We even did a cayenne pepper lemonade fast for 90 days. We always lost the weight, but it always came back. I remember specifically one morning we were getting out of bed, and we was like, we're too young to be feeling this old. It shouldn't be taking this long for us to get out of bed. Something needs to be done. We even tried vegan for a little bit, but I cracked. I was like, I need my eggs, I need my fish. I can't do this. This is crazy. But at the time, we didn't have the knowledge that we have now. And we were in the middle of summer, so it was all these barbecues, and I'm smelling burgers and fries and hot dogs, and all I'm eating is potato salad, which still wasn't good because it had eggs and everything else in it. But being as it may, he put me on blood pressure meds and cholesterol meds. I always call it the normal prescription drug addict medication for our people. It was a trip to the chiropractor that kind of changed the whole course of our life. Went to the chiropractor, he gave us some information on the actual medical industry. Did y'all know medical doctors only get, literally, out of all the 4 years and years, they only get 2 hours of nutrition. 2 hours. And chiropractors get 2 full years on nutrition. But when we were making the appointment, Peggy always wanted to do this IV hydration thing. So she signed up for it. I was just there to support her and talk to her as she did it. 'Cause I don't like needles. It may sound funny, but I got all these tattoos and I don't like needles. The trick is for me, I fall asleep during my tattoos. But being as it may, there was a picture behind the lady as she was going through the whole process. It was before and after. And I kept staring at it, and it just stuck with me. And I asked, finally got up the nerve to ask. By the way, I did the hydration with Peggy. She's my wife. She's going through it. I go through it with her. She told us about Creation Life, told us about Dr. Joel. And she said it's free and it's run by a dentist. I was like, say it one more time. Creation Life, it's a wellness program that's run by a dentist. And I'm like, my chiropractor just told me medical doctors only get 2 hours of nutrition. What do a dentist get? I'm just all in my head. I'm not saying it out loud. So she said we're about to do a virtual program. It's coming in a few weeks. There's a catch to it. Dr. Jewel has her calls on Monday at 6 o'clock in the morning. I was like, okay, still doesn't matter. We get up at 5 o'clock and we walk our dog every morning. No problem, no big deal. So we did meet at 6. We met with Dr. Jewel. She told us about the program, how great it was, with great candidates. And I'm sitting there. The New Yorker in me was like, there's a catch. Gotta be a catch. Got a dentist running a nutrition program. Where's the money part? So I asked her, she goes, absolutely free. I've never had my chin touch my foot, but it did. And I said, okay, we're in. So long story short, we go through the program, the virtual. I lost about 20 pounds. I was feeling good, feeling better. People were surprised how I looked. Went back to the doctor a year later. He's like, you're off the meds. Whatever you're doing, keep doing it. You're off the meds. They had the health fair coming up. And I met Sam. And he gave his testimony. He was signing everybody up. He gave his testimony. It was like he was talking to me. It was like a mirror. And I looked him dead in the eyes, said, you gonna see me at that 12-week? Okay, I'm wrapping it up. I altogether have lost over 80 pounds. I used to be a 5X. I'm down to a 2X. I went from a size 52 pants down to a 40, 38-ish. I sleep better. And I'm trying to get every man, regardless of color, because I got to recognize Steve, to realize health is wealth, and we shouldn't be walking around being tough, trying to live through issues and pain. It's not a good thing. It's not humane. Thank you. Sorry.
Thank you. All of the silver team and the blue team come up, please. All right, silver. Okay, we're just you each have, because we didn't start on time, you each have a minute and a half. A minute and a half. Tell everything you've done in this program in a minute and a half. We'll start with.
I wouldn't like to start with the fearless leader, but I will say that she was my encouragement to actually start. Her name is Dr. Angela. Sparkling in her glitter, because I told her, I saw her probably when I met Cheryl for the first time, but I saw Cheryl many times on the YouTube, on the virtual. And when I saw Angela for the first time for her birthday, afterwards, I was like, looking like a teenager. And she's like, what you mean? Because she look at her. Don't she look fabulous? Look fabulous. I'm gonna be up there with her. We're gonna be graduating together on this program. But again, this program has been wonderful, mainly because for me, I've been just like many people, done everything to pay in the way, and everything didn't click. And finally, this has it all together because it has all the different aspects of what you need to do to have a lifestyle change. And I see it not only in terms of my health, but in terms of my outlook about what I'm taking away, that I'm not being distracted by, not being stressed by, what I am focusing on, and really truly putting God first, listening to Him, meditating, and putting it to a daily practice. And I appreciate the camaraderie we have from all of you, and just appreciate this church for opening their doors to let us be able to come in and really have be able to carry up the message to others, because even we see that others are like, what are you doing? So I expect that we will be seeing other people virtually online that we are inviting to this. Hand it to you now.
Let me reiterate, and this is my fault because I didn't do what I was supposed to be doing. And Pamela, yeah, you helped me, but not early enough. A minute and a half.
Pamela Simmons, second year. I saw Dr. Jewel, fell in love, came to Creation Life, fell in love with Charlotte, fell in love with, thank you. Fell in love with Cheryl and Angela and all the folks. I just fell in love. Yes, I did. I fell in love. Yes, fell in love. Yes, that's why I'm here. Thank you. My name is Christiane, and I received an invitation from Dr. Angela twice before. And I dismissed it. I said, it's too far. It's a long drive, over an hour. Oh, no. But the third time, and after twice, the doctor told me my cholesterol was going up. I said, maybe I should try this. So I made the choice. Yeah. Just to do something, to be proactive. It's better to prevent than to heal. So I decided to do this and take a drive. And it's a nice, pleasant drive. 1 hour, but it's pleasant. And this program has helped me to make changes in terms of getting the motivation to do the right thing. I'm getting some information, so knowledge is increasing, and also to be disciplined. It helped me to be disciplined. I know it's not 100%, but I'm working on it because of travel, all of that. But I'm working on it, and I've been talking to my family. And this morning, my husband said, I will join you in the virtual.
I think. Okay. I'm not passing it the way I should.
Oh, that's okay. I don't know how you're supposed to be doing it, but it's fine. It's fine. I don't know why she can't pass the mic. I am Raina, Dr. Raina Henderson. This is my second year in the program. I did wonderful for the first 3 months, and then I failed over the summer. So I'm back to repeat. And I'm not used to failing because I'm one of them students that likes to be number one in the class. So this is a learning experience for me. This year, I've learned more discipline, but more than anything, just like Pam said, it's the camaraderie. I fell in love with lots of folks last year, but this year even more so, because it just feels like not just a physical journey, but a spiritual journey. And it has been wonderful, and that has taken me further than I knew I could go. I joined the team. I have a yellow shirt at home because we're wearing gray, and I'm getting up at 5 o'clock in the morning, never did that too much, and I am learning more about cooking. And really, that is something I hate to do, but I'm learning how to do it, and I'm gonna make it work as a lifestyle change. I've made the choice. Oh, and I was invited by, this is a long circle, from Pam to Charlotte to Cheryl to Jewel. I mean, it went like round and round, but I got here.
Okay, so I was invited to Creation Life by, what y'all's pastor? Pastor Duncan, no. And he actually came to my house, picked me up, and drove me here because I couldn't walk, I couldn't drive. I had been to the doctor, I had a blood clot in my leg. I can't even remember the rest. I have to ask Debbie because she was there, and he brought me, and I fell in love with it. So I did a virtual after that because I came toward the end. And then last year I became a table lead. I don't know how that happened, but and then this year, but I weighed 215 when I first came, and now I weigh 157 pounds.
Good evening, everyone. I'm standing here, but I'm tired, you all. Yes. And we've been here all day. Besides spiritual life, I feel special because I'm able to help somebody. I'm a gardener. I'm a nurse also. But my love is gardening. I like to see things grow. And in order to help people get off all this stuff we're on, I'm not told what I should be, but I know what to do. See, I know what to do and how to do it. I think I'm in worse shape than anybody because I know what to do and don't do it that way. But I know, and I appreciate this. And this class does work. It's a miracle, really. It doesn't have to pay anything, but you learn everything. So, don't have to pay anything, learn everything. You have nutrition, you have farming, you have it all. And food preparation, nothing else you need but Christ. But you put him the head of your life, and everything else will fall in place.
The whole gray team can sit down now. We're moving on over to the blue team. You guys are just two of you, so I'm gonna give you a whole 2 minutes.
Thank you. I actually, our table lead, Denise, sent a message, so I'm going to play that first.
First, with the blue team, Lord, we want to thank you all for having us today. I'm sorry I can't be there in person, but I definitely want to send my love to the Thrive Tribe and the Creation Life family. I have on my blue, so I'm definitely there in spirit, but I want to send my love to you all, letting you know I did meet my goal thus far at losing 20 pounds. Actually, I have exceeded my goal. I have lost a total of 23 pounds thus far, and I just praise God and give him all the glory for that. And now I would just like to go ahead and just thank these awesome ladies. We're almost there, almost at the finish line. Just keep thriving, keep pushing forward until you reach your goals. And now I would like to thank my awesome assistant, Peggy. You have been amazing. You have pushed through, even through your illness. You still keep coming in, showing up. I just want to thank you for all you do for the team as well. And then the awesome lady that's a part of the Thrive Tribe, I want to thank all of you as well. Continue to stay focused, stay close to the finish line. We're almost there, just a couple more weeks, and we all can do it. Thank you again, and I wish I was there in present, but I am there in spirit. Again, I'm going to turn it over to the rest of the blue team. Thank you so much, and have a great day. Love you.
This is my third year. I did meet Denise in the viral. My husband and I did, virtual, 2 years ago. And then we decided, as he said, to come and do in person. And the virtual helped us tremendously, but nothing beats being in person because it does make that connection that you try to have virtually, but and you learn so much more. And so everyone it's so great for everyone to be here, and I'm so privileged to be a part of this. And just like everyone, I mean, we're human, right? First and foremost. And my husband and I probably follow this about 90 to 95% of the time. This is our lifestyle, and we're working to be 100%. But we all know what to do, right? When we fall off. And we just draw strength from one another and from God. And we're all here for this reason, to just feel better, be better. And there's nothing that I would trade to go back. I mean, sometimes I there's certain things I'm like, oh, I really want that. I really want to eat that empanada, or I want to have that filet mignon. But at the end of the day, I think I'm not willing to trade what I have now. So just everybody stick with it. It'll get easier, and then it becomes second nature, and we're all worth it. We're all worth putting that time in. So thank you for being a part of my journey.
Hello, everyone. My name is Jacqueline White, and Sherry is my sister, and she's the one who invited me. And she knew I was having so many struggles physically and cognitive with memory and just health and just getting heavier and heavier and not moving. And she kept saying, come do this with me, come do this with me, come do this with me. And I said, I have nothing to lose. I felt so absolutely awful. My blood pressure was constantly high. I just felt awful. And so I came. And when I didn't know that Dr. Jules was the leader. And I said, I am so sick. And she hugged me and she said, you're going to be better. And this is the truth. After I did the first couple of days of the fast, I said, I am not going back. I felt so much better. And my sister has pulled me through the whole way. I don't see myself going back because the way I feel now is so much better than the way I felt that I can't see myself. Nothing tastes, looks so good, feels so good as my health. This is a comprehensive program. I cannot believe it is free. That's what everyone says. And we have about 8, 9 people that are going to join the virtual because they say, oh, you look great. I'm going to go vegan. These are my family members, and Sherry and I are going to be supporting them and helping them. But everybody is glory to God, but I also give glory and support to the members that support this program, and particularly to my sister, Sherry, because I feel like she continues to support me. She cooks, I don't. And she does so much, and she says, okay, this is what we're supposed to be doing. But thank you, everyone, and I really appreciate it.
Thank you so much, and thank you, sister, for bringing her here. Thank you, guys. Peggy, I just love y'all. You and your husband, y'all are so sweet. Anyway, I'm done.
Thank you so much, Charlotte. Excuse me, everybody. Hi, Mommy. I haven't seen my mom today or talked to her, so I had to speak to my mom. And I'm gonna give you a hug later because I know your sister left. So I wanna hug you every time I see you. Okay, everybody. First of all, I'm so happy that you're here. And secondly, the race is not given to the swift. Not even to the strong, right? But to those that what? Endure to the end. And excellence is not for the gifted. It is for the, who remembers? Who remembers that quote? Excellence is not for the gifted. It's for the persistent. Persistent, the people who keep going. Even if they fall, they get back up. That's not the Bible. That's not biblical. No. That's a motivational quote. All right. If I had time, I'd go find it for you, let you take a picture. All right, guys. We do not have very long, but this is such an important topic that I want to share with you. And I want to ask, how many of you did you all weigh in today? Okay. Who lost weight today? Raise your hand. Amazing. Amazing, amazing, amazing. That is so amazing. Okay, so sometimes in this program, my first question is, for those who didn't lose weight today, if you wanted to, because sometimes you don't want to lose any more weight, right? Okay, if you wanted to, don't answer this out loud. But if you do intend to lose more weight. If you didn't, have you been doing everything you know to do? Okay, don't answer that. Okay? Everything you've learned in this program, and that's why we try to give you one little pearl at a time. We give you this, you go home and try it. We give you, because we don't want to overwhelm you. Okay? So if you didn't lose weight this week, have you been exercising in your sweet spot? Have you been drinking half your body weight? Have you been eating 2 times a day and stopping at 2 or 4 if you're going to adjust your 16-hour window? Have you gotten rid of salt? As we know it, salt. Now, I'm not talking about Celtic salt. You can still do Celtic salt, okay? But regular salt. Have you stopped using salt? Have you stopped eating processed foods that have salt and sugar and oil, okay? And if you've been doing all those things and you still are not losing weight, or let me say you plateaued, this is for you today, okay? Now, if you haven't been losing weight and you still want to lose more weight, I'm just gonna ask you to keep doing the things that you've been taught to do, okay? Pick up, and start doing it again. Okay, so you don't have to answer that for me. You can answer it for you. So if you've been doing everything you know to do, and you've plateaued, and you've stopped losing weight, then this is for you. Okay, this is our fat talk today. Now, if someone asks you, how can I lose weight? What are you going to say to them? I want this to be so simple that a 10-year-old can understand. What are you going to tell them? Okay, she said, lifestyle change, make the choice, eat whole foods. What'd you say? Change the way you think. Change the way you think. Eliminate eating out. Okay. So I want you to give them one sentence that can tell them how they can do this, okay? And I want it to be very specific. So I'm going to share it with you. And I know you already know this intuitively, okay? Eat fresh fruit, fresh veg. Okay, all of that, right? Right? But the truth is, you don't have to do any of those things to lose weight, okay? We're teaching you these things because we want you to be healthy too. You can lose weight in an unhealthy way, can't you? Right? And so the reason we tell you to do it this way is because this is how you can do it and still be healthy at the end. Still feel good, right? But truthfully, you could just stop eating and you're gonna lose weight, right? Stop eating for, 2 months. You're gonna lose weight, right? Okay. But here, this is the simplest way that I know to say this, how to lose weight, okay? And this is gonna put things in perspective. What makes you gain fat? People are always saying, oh, you're eating too much carbs. Oh, you're eating gluten. You're eating too much sugar. And all of that may be true. But the truth is, the reason we gain fat is because we eat more calories than we burn. It is that simple. Why am I saying that? If we're plant-based and we burn 2,000 calories, but we eat 4,000 calories, we might be eating 2 meals a day. We might be eating 2 by 2. We might be doing all of those things, but we're still going to gain weight. In fact, there are people on this program who need to gain weight. Okay? Like you. There are at least 3 others. Okay? So let's just keep it simple. This is super, super important. If you eat more calories than you burn, you're going to gain weight. If you do the opposite, you're going to lose, okay? It doesn't matter what you're eating. You can be plant-based or vegan, as I've heard it. I did tell you all the difference between being a vegan and plant-based, right? Okay, so we've got to talk about this. We've got to talk about fat, okay? There are 3 things you need every single day anything that you eat is going to fall into one of these categories, unless it's, vitamins or minerals, okay? If you're eating it, you need carbs, you need proteins, and you need fats. Now, clearly this person wasn't plant-based, but carbohydrates, proteins, and fats. So if you're eating bread and things like that, you're doing that for energy, carbs. I would put these look like kidney beans to me, so I put them over here in the protein section, right? Because that's where we get primarily our proteins. So I put them here. And then fats, look, avocado. Let me ask you something. Do we need fat? Good, healthy fat. But we need fat. Did you know you would die if you didn't eat fat? So I don't want you to think of fat as a bad thing. I just want us to be a little more selective in the kind of fat that we choose. Okay? All right. So we have to have fat. Our brains are 60% fat. Okay? There are some vitamins that your body can't even absorb if you don't have fat. So if you never, ever have anything that has fat in it, then you're actually doing detriment to your body, okay? So why do we need fat? First of all, the brain is 60% fat. It needs it to function. Wait a minute. Let me see what that slide was. Okay. To keep our vessels clean. Most of us don't think of that, do we? We think fat is going to clog, right? Now, that's true about certain kinds, but not all. We're going to distinguish them today. We already know this one. When we don't have any more glucose in our bodies, our stomachs are empty. When we don't have any more glycogen, what is the body going to use? Fat as energy. We have to have it. Because guess what? If we don't have any fat and we use all the glucose and we use all the glycogen, then we are going to die. We've got to have that. It's essential, okay? Your cells can't form without fat. And as I mentioned before, certain vitamins can't even absorb without it, okay? So if you're the kind of person that thinks, I'm not going to have any fat in my diet, I want you to correct that. I need healthy fat in my diet. So we're going to talk about where to get that. Okay, so as we just mentioned, we want to eat more of the good fats and less of the bad fats. And we're going to talk about why the bad is so bad today. Okay? We want to eat good, healthy fat. Like, some almonds, some avocado, nuts. You know this though, right? Because this is one of your 5 food groups. Nuts and seeds, how often? Every day. How much? Fistful, okay? We're gonna understand why in a minute. Okay, and by the way, this is why I don't teach people to count carbs and be doing all that calculation, right? Because as we discovered, if somebody wants to lose weight, what are you gonna tell them now? You need to what? You need to burn more calories than you take in. It's that simple, okay? I can eat 5,000 calories a day if I'm gonna burn 6. Okay? I can't eat 5,000 calories a day if I'm gonna only burn 2,000, okay? All right. So we're gonna, obviously I didn't do this slide because I wouldn't have put that fatty fish there. And I wouldn't have put that yogurt because they don't fall in our plant-based diet. So don't say, Jules showed that on that slide, so we can eat that, because she said, okay, I didn't make this slide, okay? All right. Huh? Oh, absolutely, but listen. Okay, Silk. Silk is a brand, okay? Silk milk, Silk yogurt. She said, what about Silk yogurt? Yes, clearly that is plant-based, right? But you can make your own yogurt. And if you make your own yogurt, you won't have all those other things that you cannot read, okay? Including the salt, including the other things. And what we don't realize is that's where we get most of our fat, that's where we get most of our salt, and that's where we get most of our sugar. It isn't pouring it into the food. We get it from things like that, okay? It's hidden. All right. Now, let's talk about the fat. You probably heard all these terms, and maybe you didn't ever understand it. Monounsaturated, polyunsaturated, saturated, trans fats, okay? The worst of these is trans fats, okay? Think of this, trans being transformed, okay? When you take oil and you heat it at very high temperatures, olive oil is wonderful, very healthy for you. But if you heat it too high, it becomes toxic for you. So imagine when we work at McDonald's, first of all, they don't use olive oil, I'm sure. Okay, but if they did, imagine heating it over and over and over again. That is very, very toxic for our bodies. Our body doesn't want that kind of oil or fat that has been highly processed and heated and reheated. So we don't want trans fats, and most of them are found in processed foods, okay? Then there are saturated fats. Saturated fats are fats when at room temperature, like in this room, it's solid, like coconut. Coconut is wonderful, it's healthy, but we don't eat that every day, okay? That's why it's on the limit list. Okay, but some other examples will be lard or margarine or something like that, okay? You don't want anything running through your bloodstream that's gonna be clogging, okay? But coconut has such wonderful benefits, and we wanna have some of that, but not every day. So we limit this. In fact, all the great things we do them in moderation. And then there are the monounsaturated and the polysaturated fats. And you've heard of omega-3 and omega-6? Okay, we're gonna talk about those, two of the most common. Where can we find them? First of all, let me tell you this. An ideal relationship is when we eat our foods, we get 1 part omega-3 and 1 part omega-6. What I'm saying is as much omega-3 as we get omega-6. That would be ideal. But do you know we get about 20 times omega-6 to 1 omega-3. For every 1 omega-3 that people get in their diet, they get 20 omega-6. That's a problem. That's problematic, okay? And you'll see why in just a minute. But here are some places you can find omega-3. Chia seeds, flax seeds. Okay, so just cross out the oysters and the salmon and the mackerel, okay? Here's some places you can get omega-6. Peanut butter, almonds, or the oil of these things, avocado or the oil, cashews, sunflower seeds, okay? So we do a great job of eating our avocados, don't we? We do a great job. And our cashews, and our sunflower seeds. But how many of us daily are taking in the chia seeds or the flax seeds? And we don't want to do soybean every day, we already had our soy talk, right? Okay, so let me show you why this is important. We need them both. Omega-6, what does it do to our blood vessels? It constricts them, and they increase blood clotting. Do we need that? Well, yes, we do, because when we get cut, we don't want to bleed to death, right? So we want our blood to clot sometimes. We want our blood vessels to constrict. But omega-3 dilates and thins. Don't we need a healthy balance between constricting and dilating, between thinning and clotting, right? But what happens when we have 20 parts of this and only 1 part of that? 20 times as much constricting as we're doing dilating. Now we're gonna be clogged because our blood vessels are like this instead of like this, right? And so the tiniest little clot or cholesterol building up in there makes a huge difference. Okay? So we need as much omega-3 as we have omega-6. Like I said, 1 to 1 would be ideal, but even 1 to 4, not 1 to 20. Okay? Which is the standard American diet. And that's because, well, anyway. So, no, it's okay. Let me show you this. Watch this. Cashews. How many of you love cashews? Okay, put your hands down. How many of you, that's your favorite nut? Okay, all right. I love cashews. Absolutely. It's the best nut ever. But out of 30 grams of cashews, how much of it is fat? Who knows that percentage? 50%. That's why they make good cheese sauce, good every kind of sauce, right? They're wonderful. But can we eat these every single day? Can we use some variety in our nuts? Now watch this. This is why we're having the fat talk. Look at this right here. Olive oil. You take a teaspoon or 2 of olive oil. How much of that is fat? 100%. What energy source does your body prefer? It wants what first? Glucose. Carbs, glucose. It wants to burn glucose. That's its primary energy source. Fat is last. So when you're eating, the last thing that's going to go is this fat. What's it going to do with that? It's going to store it. Are we seeing that? Okay, here's the point I'm making. Okay? These are nutrient-dense fat. It only takes a little oil to give you a lot of fat. You see what I'm saying? So for those of us that have been using oil in everything, we've got to saute this in oil. Right. There are so many ways to use less oil. Now, I did say you need fat, right? Healthy fat. But you can eat the avocado instead of the avocado oil, right? Now, clearly your cornbread is not going to be the same without oil. So save the oil for the cornbread. You don't have to use oil when you do your vegetables or so many other things that we use it as a luxury. Are you with me? And save it for when you really need it, okay? So am I saying don't eat any oil? No, I'm not saying that. But I am saying this. There are 4 oils that you should have in your pantry. And really, you don't need another oil. You don't need any canola oil. You don't want that. Sunflower oil, safflower oil, none of that. 4. One is olive oil, avocado oil, grapeseed oil, and coconut oil. Okay? Now, she was like, yes. Okay, but listen. The reason olive oil is wonderful, but we don't what with it? What did I say just now? We don't cook, we don't heat it. And really, I shouldn't say that, but that's really what I want to tell you. Just don't cook with it at all. But really, you can cook with it at lower temperatures, like under 350. But when you get into high heat, this same olive oil that's wonderful becomes toxic for us. Okay? So that's why you have your higher heat oils like coconut oil or avocado or grapeseed oil, yes? You don't have to fry anything ever. I'm going to tell on my friend Deetra right now. You knew it. So Deetra loves fish, okay? So she is trying her best to find something, right? So we decided to experiment with some fish, and I was like, okay, toefish. Okay, not real fish, toefish. And so somebody in here, who was that? Who told you how to season it? Oh, Veronica. So she comes, she has all her stuff battered, she's ready. And I was like, okay, we'll use a little oil, okay? Because the way my husband does it, like, is that much oil. Y'all know, right? Fried fish, right? So we poured a little oil, and I was like, but why don't we try some in the air fryer? So, so I put some in the air fryer. So as we're cooking, she looks at it, she's like, she's like, can't we put a little oil on it? And I was like, okay, we're gonna spray it. So I went, so when you use your spray oil, don't go, you may as well have poured it, okay? I went, and it did well though. You were surprised, right? In fact, I'm gonna tell y'all, she liked it better because of the texture. It actually made it, the one she cooked in all that oil, she didn't even like. She's like, I'm not eating that. I'm like, but you didn't even taste it, right? And that was just a little bit of oil. But the point I'm making is we have other ways that we can do this, okay? If you've ever squeezed out chicken or squeezed out fish, once you've deep fried it, you're getting a lot, way too much. I don't know how long you're gonna have to work out to get that off, okay? That's gonna take a lot. I'm saying these are the little things that make the big difference, okay? Let's learn to saute our vegetables in water. Let's learn to steam them in a steamer. Let's learn to put them in an air fryer. And when we need the oil, when we make our cornbread, yes, okay? This is packing on fat for people. And they're like, I'm doing everything you said. But they're eating, you can't eat 5 avocados. You just can't. Okay? Avocado, in a half of an avocado, I said a half. What would happen if I double this avocado? 22 grams of straight fat. Okay? All right. It's healthy fat, but when you overdo it like that, now it's not healthy anymore. Now we are storing it on. Okay? So we've got to watch our not only our contents, but let me share with you 9 reasons you may not be losing fat. If you're doing everything else you've learned to do and you plateau, this is for you, okay? We're gonna start over here. First of all, I know we're not doing this right here because we know this is nowhere in the Creation of Life program right here, okay? These processed foods. If you want a muffin, let's make it. Let's make a muffin, okay? Yeah, and cravings triggered. So we probably ate too many. Not eating enough protein. Okay, so clearly you're getting enough protein, and this comes from meat, and so clearly this person is not a plant-based person. Too much alcohol. If we're drinking this, right, we don't need to be surprised that we're gaining weight or having a fatty liver or anything like that, okay? So we need to not do this, not drink alcohol. Okay, but these are the things you're more likely doing. Too many high-calorie healthy foods. So if today you have avocados, maybe cashews shouldn't be your choice in the same meal. Okay? Cashew avocado salad. See what I mean? On bread, with bread croutons. Too much cooking oil. I'm gonna say if you just make this change right here, because you know you could eat 2 pounds of zucchini and not get as much fat as you could with 1 tablespoon of oil. Right. Okay. So on a true whole foods plant-based diet, if you're doing it right, you're not gonna have to worry about this. Okay. Let's use less oil. Let's only use it when we need it. Let's try to use our air fryer, steamer, water, all of those things, okay? Let's be a little more selective. Now that we know we need to be getting more omega-3 and less omega-6, let's change that out, okay? Too much cardio. And what I think they mean by too much cardio is too much cardio and not enough strength training. Now, I know personally I'm guilty of this, okay? As we get older, we start to lose our muscle tone, right? Okay? Our skin doesn't pop back as easily as it used to. We start to lose elasticity in our skin. So we need to be doing strength training. Even if you're just doing, something you're watching on TV and you're just doing, in your house even, right? Let's start using some weights for that. Not only is it good for our bones, but guess what? Especially if we're trying to lose weight. When you're doing cardio, you burn the calories right then. But when we do strength training, we keep burning even though we stopped. Isn't that great? This is one of the reasons that men outdo us in weight loss. Have you noticed that? They're always the ones losing 40, pounds, and we struggle because they tend to have more muscle, right? So we all need to be doing some strength training every time, or at least a couple of times a week, 2 to 3 times a week. And then inconsistency, being inconsistent. I do real well this week, and then I fall off the wagon and go 3 steps back, and then, we're going back and forth and back and forth, okay? And then sleep, we talked about that already, not getting enough sleep. And just so you know, you can't just not have calories. You can't do that because you have yes. Cortisol. Okay, so we talked about cortisol in our when did we talk about, stress. I don't know if you were here. You probably were not here for that. Yeah, so I'll have to go through that presentation or at least send you the clip of it. But absolutely, because when we have very high cortisol, right, it is going to tear up our blood vessels. It's going to raise our blood pressure. It's going to make us hold on to water. Because anytime your body is off balance, like it has too much sugar or it has too much salt or too much alcohol or too much cortisol, adrenaline, right? Anytime you do that, the body is trying to compensate and dilute it, okay? So 1 teaspoon of salt in a half a cup is not the same as 1 teaspoon of salt in a gallon. You see what I'm saying? So it dilutes it. So your body now starts to hold on to water and it starts to get inflamed, inflammation, okay? Yes. Okay, she said as a senior, if you're trying to lose weight, how many times a week should you do strength training? I would say 2 to 3. And that's for everybody. You don't have to do this every day. Oh, I don't know. Where's our exercise man? I would probably say 10 or 15 minutes, a few reps. We're not bodybuilders, right? We're not trying to be bodybuilders. I'm not trying to we're not trying to hurt ourselves. We're just trying to meet some resistance to build our muscles and build our muscle tone, okay? So maybe we could work with Marcus to get a plan. Yes? Right. 30 minutes of moderate exercise, but she specifically wanted to know about strength training. Yeah. Okay. All right, one more question. Well, see, that's what I don't do. I don't try to count them, because even if you got 50 grams or 100 grams, or you know what I mean, we just need to, clearly we need to be reducing them, and we need to be getting them from, so I never really count like that, honestly, right? I'm trying to be more selective with my oils. I'm trying to even the high fat things like avocado. I'm not gonna eat avocado every day. I'm not gonna do that, as healthy as it is, right? Especially if I'm trying to lose weight. Now, all of this is in the context of losing weight. Y'all do understand that, right? Okay, if we're trying to lose weight, yeah, if we're trying to lose weight. So, I could look up what their recommended daily allowance is, but that changes for every person, and we wanna always balance our diet. And when I say diet, I don't mean dieting, I mean just what we're eating with our lifestyle, okay? That being said, if you work at home and somebody else works on a construction site, you don't need the same amount of calories, right? And the point I'm making in this conversation is some of us are getting way more nutrients. It's very nutrient dense because of what we're eating, okay? Because of our choices, okay? And I'm only saying this in the context of healthy things, okay? We do need the fat. Fat is essential. We must have it. Yes? Two things. Oh, that's a great question. Okay, so I'm assuming everybody knows. I'm gonna see if I can flip through it real. Can you find that slide for HDL and LDL for me, please? Okay, so let me answer the second part first. She said, if somebody wants to increase their HDL, what should they do? Two things. One, they should exercise more, okay? And the second thing is they need to have more of those healthy fats that we talked about that are found, like the chia and the flaxseed and the walnut, those things, okay? So you want to do those healthy seeds and nuts, and you want to, those omega-3s, and you want to definitely be exercising more. That's how you increase it. We'll talk in a minute about why we need to increase it, yes? Okay, so the veganase, well, first of all, I want you to make your own mayonnaise. You know what I'm gonna say, okay? She said I take it back. I know, veganase is absolutely wonderful, okay? But what she's saying is, she's like, I wasn't even talking about that. I'm just asking about the different colored tops. Okay, so the different colored tops are mainly because it's different kind of oils. So the one with purple has grapeseed oil in it. The one with the green, I'm pretty sure has avocado or something like that, oil, or no soy. Okay, soy-free. Pretty sure that's avocado in there. And then the blue one has canola oil. Don't get canola oil. Don't get the blue one. If you, if you're going to use it, the best one to use is, it's purple or she hears that. She heard me. She heard me all the other times I said it to her. Okay, so I'm gonna put veganase on your limit list. Okay? I'm not gonna take it off altogether, but we are gonna put it on it. Why? Somebody tell me why. Why do we want to do that? Why do we want to make our mayo? And all that salt and everything in there, okay? Yes, if you make it, you know what you're eating, okay? All right. Okay, one more. Oh, that too. Yeah, that too. Yeah, I haven't even done that with them, but yeah. I mean, we talked about this. Because they want to sell it. They want to sell it. Yeah, all right. And they know you're not going to buy it if you don't think it's healthy, some people. Okay, and especially spend $10 when you could have bought it for $2. Right, okay. Cholesterol in the artery. So back to the HDL question. So how are we going to raise our HDL? Do what? Exercise and eat our healthy fats. Good. Okay. But cholesterol in the arteries. So the red is LDL. Now they call this one the bad cholesterol. I say there is no bad cholesterol. Okay. And the green one, HDL. So this is low density lipoprotein. And this is high density lipoprotein. They say the green one is good. You know, green means go and red means stop. Okay? All right. So this cholesterol is getting in the arteries. But this is what happens. This LDL lays down the cholesterol. the HDL picks it up and takes it out of the blood vessels. Everybody see that? That's why they call him the bad one. But it doesn't just do that for no reason. What we should be asking is, why is the cholesterol being laid down in the first place? Does anybody know? We talked about this before. It's to repair. We don't have to repair anything that's not broken, right? So what is happening is, when we're eating too much sugar, when we're eating too much salt, when we have an overabundance of anything that's tearing up that, remember I showed you that endothelial layer, that one cell layer inside the blood vessels, when that gets torn up, it has to be repaired. This is actually your friend. LDL is a good thing. You need LDL too. It's repairing. So if we stop tearing up our vessels, it'll stop laying it down. Statins? That's a great question. Can anybody help me answer that? I mean, I don't really understand the process. It's just because I haven't looked it up, but I could look it up real quick. But they surely are not healing. We know that for sure. Anybody want to do a quick search on Google? All these statins with all of these horrible, horrible side effects. What is the mechanism of action of a statin? We got some nurses in here. Yeah, so we want a lot of this and less of this, but we're still gonna get a lot of cholesterol laid down. By the way, I'm guessing you know this is a blood vessel, right? This little tunnel, this is your blood vessel. Laying down cholesterol because we're tearing up our blood vessels, and then the HDL is picking it up and taking it out, okay? Because the body wants to be in balance. It wants homeostasis. It's always, always, always trying to achieve that, okay? All right, so thank you guys so much for your attention. So if you have done everything and you have started to plateau on your weight, okay, then I want you to try some of these things that we talked about today. I want you to try, if you're already exercising in your sweet spot, you're already doing 2x2 or 2x4, you're already completely plant-based, whole food plant-based, not plant-based out of the freezer in the market, okay? And you, because you don't understand how much salt you're getting. You've already thrown away your iodized salt. You don't have to throw it away. Put it in the back of your pantry and put your Celtic salt in the front of your pantry, okay? You're already doing all of those things. Then try the things that we've talked about today, okay? Try only using oil when we have to. We don't even have to use them in our oh, thank you for reminding me I had one more slide. I thought that was my last one. I was just going to show you. I actually already said this already, but we don't need cardio or strength training. We need them both. That's what this slide is showing, okay? Both of them are impactful for weight loss. Cardio, again, burns more calories right now. Strength training keeps burning even though you're not actively doing it, okay? Even when you're resting. And we need to improve our strength and our joint health, our bones, okay? All right, I think that's my, oh, yes. Yes. Absolutely. She said, how do I keep from wasting so much food, so much fresh food? Because she's starting to buy more fresh food, but then you may not use it all. And then now you're throwing it away because, well, there are a couple of ways you can do that. One thing she suggested was freezing it. You know, I'll do that in a minute. Take fresh things and freeze them, especially like bananas, you know, peel them and use them for a smoothie or things like that. But another thing that you can do soups. Just do a potpourri, just do a pot of soup and throw in all your vegetables, you know? Cook it and freeze it. Yeah, you can cook it and freeze it. You never know when you're gonna need things like that. I don't consider compost a waste, but I'm not buying food to compost either. You know what I mean? We do it when we have to, but compost and turn that into some healthy soil. Okay, any other suggestions? Only buy what you need, but that means you're gonna make more trips. I can put it on one particular slide. Any particular slide? You said all of them? Okay, I'll work on that right now while you're in hydro. The whole presentation? Okay, okay. I'll be happy to do it. Yes. If you'll share it, will you share it? Okay, okay, great. Oh, okay. Yes, sir. Hi, and hello. Let's introduce you to everyone. Chris, Anna. Hi, Anna. Chris and Anna. Welcome, welcome. Your comment? A question. And grape soup, grape seed. Yes, no, because grapeseed oil is one of the higher heat oils that you can use as a higher heat oil. Yes, definitely not on the same as canola oil or anything like that, right? But to prefer avocado or coconut oil, that's great. That's absolutely great. I want to give you some high heat options, but no, I would not say grapeseed oil is on the same level as those. Yes. Yes, yes, and we know that we can't have too much coconut either. We know that's a saturated fat, right? And so we're always trying to balance, and we're also trying to do variety as well, right? So we want our bodies to have a variety. But the truth is, as little as y'all gonna be using oils right now, you don't even need that many choices, right? You don't even have to have that many choices. No. Four. Okay. All righty. Okay, guys. We need to go downstairs. We're going to have a hydrotherapy presentation. And then after that, we're going to do a short natural remedies, and then we'll serve you and let you meet at your tables, okay? I do want to remind you that gardening, yes, I'll take you in just a moment. Gardening is next week. It begins where? At Cynthia and Johnny's home, and you're gonna give us the address, 1 o'clock, okay? And I know for those of you who go to church on Sunday, it's okay, because it won't end until later, so you're still welcome to come. It starts at Johnny's house at 1, and then you're gonna be back here by 3:30, okay? Then we're gonna have a presentation, we're gonna have lunch, and we're gonna go and plant our garden, okay? Go there and plant our garden. Okay? All right. Any other questions? Okay, let's stand for prayer, please. Thank you so much. Father, we are so very grateful. We're so grateful for all that you've shown us, Lord. We're grateful for all that we've learned. We're thankful, so thankful for all of the testimonies and all of the wellness that has been had here, Father. And we give all praise, all honor, and all glory to you, Father. You deserve that praise. And I just pray that you be with us as we transition now into hydro, Lord, and help us to, when we see these hydrotherapy remedies, when we see these simple natural remedies, Father, may our hearts know that not only does our Creator love us, but that you know what's best for us. We can't improve on anything that you have done. We thank you so much, and we love you in the precious name of Jesus. Amen. Amen. Okay, we're going to transition downstairs.
You tell me when you're ready. And you're ready. Oh, girl, I guess that's it over there. Yeah. No, but no, that's yeah. They do every week. They do 319. That's right. Yeah. Several people. A lot of, but no. You know, like the look. Your look is the most important thing too. So heavy. But a lot of lifestyle. But they continue, once they finish coming every week for 12 weeks, then once a month, they program. Still, you want to follow up. Is it like, and then they started new January? Yeah. Oh, yeah, graduate. Basically, once per month, I guess April, May to December, and then January again. Right. The people, and then the people, they incorporate the people who have lunch. That's the personality. But I know I need to start, but I'm waiting for this man. Okay, may I have your attention? Hello. Good afternoon, everybody. Why didn't I get that? Thank you. We're getting ready to get started, and we want to, quickly get through so that we can finish up the rest of our day. So we're going to keep our conversation at a minimum. Now, I'm not sure if this is on this week. Testing. It's streaming on? Okay. Okay, hello, how are you? Hey, so I'm Chandra. I've been here with you since the beginning. And today we're going to do a presentation on hydrotherapy. What is hydrotherapy anyway? We're going to learn about that in just a second. Okay, so we're going to open up with a word of prayer and begin. All right, let's bow our heads. Heavenly Father, Lord, we thank you so much for all these things. Sharing with us, giving to us, showing us that great part. Now, as I presently also. Okay, so hydro means what? Water. Therapy is therapy, treatment, exactly. Water treatment. That's what hydrotherapy is. And so God has made things very, very simple for us. Just using things in nature that are mostly free. Air is free, sun is free, water can be free, except out of that bottle right now. So, it's pretty much, we have easy access to it, right? So, wonders, water can do wonders with health. We're going to share some of those things right now, but in
In Ezekiel, it says, I will sprinkle water on you out, so that all throughout Scripture, there are many stories, applications, and whatnot. You remember Naaman and having to dip several times in the water? No. Okay, was there any magical power in that? No. Where was the blessing? Blessing? God Himself, right? So the same thing, He shows us how to do, but the power is God Himself. And so anytime you water, pray, ask help in whatever it is that you want. So it says in John 4, ever water that I okay, so want water in pray. On present. They come. So think about water. Okay, so water can help and inflammation, support the immune system, bring relaxation, much more. So we have water and it comes from form. Give me one of them. Ice, cold, solid, very good. Heat, okay, vapor, gas. What's the other? Liquid. Okay, very simple. So we use ice. Let me give you an example. Person who has back, you, yes, okay, and you, and a lot of us have back pain, one reason or another. But if you ever, so Stacy and I are massage therapists, when we feel the back of a person, okay, guess what we do? But we feel heat, feel warmth. Why is it hot? That's hot. Hot because torso is carrying right here. Then all of the other add to it, like tags, all these things are low back. How are you going to inflate back? Ice. So when you go to bed as I'm not going to act as a medication. That's all. But it wonders for a long day. There's certain things you put on, certain bands, but belts. There's that nice stuff. Going to decrease because what does ice hold? It constricts, it closes up, right? It's going to decrease on your low back. Also, you can also use a solid ice on the back, but another thing that ice massage, you don't have to ice. What is ice? Have little ice cup. I have bought this, certainly make this in a styrofoam cup. Put some water in that styrofoam cup and freeze it in your freezer. Keep that styrofoam upside down. This one's water. But yes, and just take the body part. Oh, ice. If you decrease inflammation, pain, absolutely simple. How simple. Very, very okay. And it is cold, but you know, after a while you get cold. Next one is burning. And then aching. Last. Yeah. By that time, kind of ice, 20 to 30. So ice can burn. Don't that. That's fair. Okay. So now, yes, when you have hot apples, they help some of pelvic area, have everything. Any that fine. Oh. Heat but expands, dilates, right? It increases blood flow also. It relieves stiffness. And the cold doesn't stay swelling. And it helps, like, obviously, ice. Right? So ice, like, then there's hot and contrast. How many of you have done hot contrast? In what context? In the wow, that is amazing. That's it. Good. Oh, everyone else, as far as hot power. In the cold, cold, and you end the cold because it gives you perfect. It's energy, you know, and it just makes you off. How? Fire. Watch. So alternating hot and acts like a pump action, circulation action. Hot cold contrast leaves it not only gives you dilation and constriction, but the combination of that back and forth. It can blood make fresh white blood cells and red blood cells. Help. Very good. Right. And they're here and they're helping me out today, learning about hygiene. So much to learn. So there's, I was telling them here today, I work medical training, but the hydrotherapy, I had a bone spur in my foot, and I worked all like and each other, and I spent in my foot. Our doctor saw it, like, oh, got a bone spur. Bone spur? Like, surgery. what I know. I'm gonna. That. It, hot. 30 seconds. 30 seconds. Step back like that. Yes, I go 5, 5. I did that several times. Walking about it. It's tomorrow. Saw it. Doctor. Us people still the special side. Saw it too. And I but whatever it was. Um, and and that they had never came. Just how so simple. How many kids? Oh. Good. I wonder when I get into that, I often if it relaxes, it's so that's un hard and I learned to take that and have more than higher. What does that mean? It helps. First, regular episode from now. First, right? Is they can't see, I will give them a nice big avenue. Then, while they're in the club, they get out, and I give them this, and they go to bed at a decent hour. Anyway, that's tough. And I've and oh, and sometimes I'll knocked out. But anyway, that episode that are fun. Hi. All alternating height. Guys, I'm going to start with understanding guidelines on each type of person. Always in contrast. Stay within the comfort. Don't want to burn. So as hot. Oh yeah, I like it hot. No, don't burn. Use some boiling water. Sit down. That is so that it's hot and it's warm enough, but not that hot. Cold also. 13. Diabetics have peripheral neuropathy. They cannot necessarily feel, not. Can a diabetic have contact? Warm, not hot. Then touch it. And so, high blood also. Hot, high pain, body, blood vessels, dials. So, drink, rest, not just water, bigger, have a hot body. Body, that body, and you have a big cup. Uh, timing of hot cold contrast. Like 2 minutes hot, 5 minutes, 5 minutes, 30 seconds. Always like to say, I remember in my mind. Oh, up, that'll help. Heat. 30 seconds. That's it. 5 minutes. Caution, yes. Generally speaking, water, avoid loss of sensation. If you have an open, obviously, if you have previous heart and pregnancy. If you feel dizzy, stop. Feel uncomfortable, stay. Those are some things to be aware of. Now, talk about hot, cold, contrast shower. So I challenge all of you that. Here's some examples. Next, when you do it the first time, it is like, what you're supposed to do when you turn it to cold is you friction your body. You're going to do that. Then you go back to the cold. By the third time, you're used to it. So, in, close those right. Next, we're going to hear the test. So contrast that. Contrast that. And this is so amazing. Everybody back. Can't necessarily. What are we going to do? Back. Because it's local. You want it to be local. You can get into a bathtub. Get into a bathtub. That's the whole body. Body part. thing that it might touch directly that spot. So if you just have a can use hot water and you can use pad for hot roll contract. But let's so yes, those just look at it. Right. Or how look water hold up hot. That I find and then also don't let it dripping wet. That's side wet. Have hot one. Have when you do that, not that direct. But anytime you like a barrier. Readily available. I tell you about during this time like college is I had a time at first I was rolling around. Oh, I teach people about it. Just you know, that oh, I do. Yes, open tummy that thing. It drains it, it pulls it out. And headache. Amazing. That's another thing. We are going to begin while he gets that together. I'm going to start with a hot foot bath. So we're going to demonstrate one um, I that was very hot. So it's very hot. You have to be very careful. Now, up, yes. Cover. Yes. Take it off. Overflow. Yeah. Take it off. All right. Now, drink a hot foot bath. Hot hair. Hot foot bath. We have a plastic that we're going to put down on the floor. Now, open up this plastic because if you're doing this, you don't want to get that or whatever. Put the plastic down. While they're doing this, I'll explain. Okay. So what a hot foot bath does, a hot foot bath is amazing, amazing what it can do. It can help to alleviate congestion. Any kind of congestion that's going on, head congestion, headaches, colds. If you have any of that going on, this hot foot bath wonderful. What it does is place in the hot water, not hot enough, hot water, 97 to 100. Hot. Wrap the person up body form, not to have to stay form. Then, once all of that is placed, pulled off the head, forehead, back of their head. That. And you're always taught that your head is hot. You lose heat in your head. So you want to keep that head covered. Your brain is right up. And you do not want your head, well, hot. Now in this treatment, you can get very hot with the lens. That's nobody. Oh my, okay, wait. Okay. Okay. All right. Hold that thought. See, let me tell you about this really quickly. I'm going to tell you an example of something that happened just a couple of weeks ago. Somebody was in had major migraine. It was a severe migraine. She had some issue that just started happening a couple of weeks ago. She didn't know what's going on. Seen by doctors. Being seen by doctors, they put her on medication. And her head, I'm getting ready to sing. Somebody comes up to me, oil or something. Shame on me, not having it. Ready for it. But I didn't have it. But I felt for her. And so, and nobody else helped her. So I said, okay, after I sing, I will, but I, if I can, to help me out. I don't. So I sang, I finished. I was in a supply closet, renting a space. Don't have a lot going on in our church. Little supply closet. Down. Great. And I found some little things that cloths weren't like this. And and had ice. So I had water, ice, feel, what else? Whatever is in your hand, everything you have. So, and I had a shawl. I went for a shawl. So I wrapped her in a shawl right here. So I had that water in her pocket. Pray for her first. Oh God, pray for her. It's less than 10 minutes. And she said, and I'm sitting here and I'm just adding hope. And I'm doing. And she was so abusive. God, hey, and I'm doing this. Wow, praise the Lord. Praise the Lord. Like, yes, thank you. Oh, I carried on. So Oh, no, cotton. Cotton, yeah. Cotton, yeah. Cotton. Yeah, breathable. We want them to be breathable. Okay, everyone, so this is our hydro demonstration for today. Very simple. You can use water. Amen. So you will find, we put this on a Creation Life WhatsApp digitally, and for those who don't have it, Bill's gonna make sure that you get it, okay? And so we have that so that you can look at it and be sure to try these things out, okay? Praise the Lord. I'm sorry, what? Oh, this sounds like this has a help. Okay. Were you done, Sandra? Okay, if we could just have your attention a little bit longer while you keep quietly. The first thing I want to do is make an announcement, and that is this morning. Morning for garden, preparing for our garden are, and our beloved Sam, working, being safe, had on his gloves, and so cut his finger and so bandaged him up and emergency, and we just got a message that. Yeah, so he's gonna have to see an orthopedist. So, Harold, I can't see, but that's why he's not here. I hope. Oh, good. Okay, great. Hopefully, he shared that with you already. So I just want you to pray for Brother Sam this evening. He wasn't in any pain or anything, so great. All right. So I'm going to first of all, I'd like to just remind you of how simple God's remedies are. These natural remedies are very simple, and if it's going to be really effective, we're going to be one. You're living, hopefully you have access to water, right? Maybe the crowd door, so you can full, something like that, right? So we want that are simple. We want natural remedies that are natural, not artificial. We want them that are accessible to everyone. Okay, so thank you so much, Chandra, for showing us. And by the way, this is by no means exhaustive. This is just an introduction. We just want to whet your appetite. Know that this is possible. God has made this possible with water, something as simple as water, okay? And then this is I'm just 3 simple natural remedy treatments for you today. They are extremely simple. And I want to point your attention to this book. It's God's Pharmacy. I get any kind of feedback for anything I do, let alone this book, but I love this book. I use this book. This is from a ministry called Meat Ministry, and it is called God's Pharmacy. And Pharmacy. God's Pharmacy. Okay? So I want you to know that these recipes, well, I'm going to alter one of them, but these recipes and many, many, many more are in here. It'll be the best $50 ever. Okay? The recipes are extremely simple, and so what I'm going to ask is, if you are interested in getting a God's Pharmacy, just text me. I'm going to count on the list, and maybe about Tuesday, I'm going to place an order. Now, you can go on and you can buy it for $50 yourself. But if y'all do that separately, we're going to all pay, right? So I'll be happy to take care of the shipping for you. If you would like to just let me know that you want, I'll place an order. Text me and tell me you want a God's Pharmacy book. I'll make sure that I'll order one. Okay? So that is to say, that's why I'm not giving you the recipe, because it's in this book. Okay? All right. I'm going to show you 3 of them while you for your meal. First of all, everyone, hopefully by now you know that I was very, very, very sick. Extremely sick. I went to Canada with my husband. I was away from all my natural remedies. I was punched. That wasn't my own. I didn't have a blender or anything like that. And I fell sick. I don't even have to go back to that, but I'm just making the point that typically I'm the one who doesn't get sick. Why is that? Not because I'm special, it's not because of my great diet or anything like that, but because when I first start to, the first onset of my throat feels a little itchy or whatever it is, at the first onset, I'm on top of it. I'm on top of it. Even if it's not anything, I'm going to do it anyway because I feel something, okay? Well, I was in Canada and didn't get a chance to do that. And when I say I ended up with the flu that turned into pneumonia, that turned into acute respiratory distress syndrome, my lungs were almost completely filled by the time I got to the second time. I spent weeks in the hospital. I did not have a voice for 6 weeks, and it took 9 months for my lungs. Okay, absolutely, and that's with being whole food plant-based. Okay, so this happened to me recently, maybe 2 weeks ago. I was on a Bible study. I felt amazing. Okay, I felt amazing. Midway through the Bible study, just a couple of weeks ago, I started to get chills. But it was kind of chilly outside, so I was like, wow, it's kind of chilly. Then a little ways longer through the Bible study, I started to get congested. I noticed, I'm just doing the Bible study, I'm starting to get, all of this stuff is happening while I'm on the Bible study. The reason I'm telling you that is because I'm telling you the speed of progression, okay? I don't know what I have. I don't even know that I have anything. I'm not really trying to pay attention to this. I'm trying to do the Bible study. And so here I am. I'm having chills. I'm getting congested on the same Bible study. It's only an hour and a half long. My nose starts. I'm like, okay, I'm getting sick, right? So I tell you, by the time I got off that Bible study, I was that is how fast this thing took over, okay? I was so weak. All I could do was get me some vitamin C. My daughter is a nurse, my son is a nurse. They were both there that day. I called her in. I was literally, I could not even move to go do what I'm about to show you. That is the truth, okay? I was too weak to even do it. Happened very good. I don't know what I have, okay? But my daughter comes in, I have her, I give her the recipe for what I'm about to show you right now. It's called Nature's Milk, okay? She took my temperature, it was almost 102, like 101.9, okay? This all happened all of a sudden, okay? I have a headache out of this world. All of it. She goes, she makes me this. I take in a loading dose of vitamin C. She goes and prepares this the way that I asked her. I take about a half a cup, okay? And I was like, I have to call in work, and I don't like that because my job, lots of other people have taken off, right? So it's a huge inconvenience. I don't like it. Next day, I had no headache. I had no fever. I had no congestion. I had no, I forgot to tell you my body. I had no fever. I was extremely energetic. That was just one day that happened. I felt absolutely okay? Wish I had this when this happens again, okay? So, I'm about to show you exactly what I did when I did that. Now, again, something at onset. Don't wait until 3 days later you tried the Tylenol, cold and severe flu, and all of that, and now you're going to try this. Immediately, feel sick. Your chances of being able to knock out whatever this is will overtake much, much better. Okay, and this was onset, even though I was very extreme, in about 45 minutes, I could barely move. It came very, very fast, okay? So this is called Nature's Penicillin. I have these here, I don't have all the ingredients, but I have them on here. We're gonna use oranges, well, just drop them in, okay? The recipe is in God's Pharmacy. I find a little bit. I'll tell you where I do. In God's Pharmacy, uses 1 grapefruit and 1 orange. Okay. I use 2 oranges, and I'm gonna double my recipe. Okay, because I'm hoping someone will try. Okay. Try it. All right. Then, now, why do I use grapefruit and oranges? Because they have natural vitamin C, right? They're great for the immune system, many other things. Okay. Yes. No, it's not. Okay. So let's clear that up. You said, what about people with high blood pressure? So, people with high blood pressure can have grapefruit, but number 1 is people who take high blood pressure medicine, okay? Because grapefruit is synergistic. That means it works extra with the blood pressure medicine. So, one, right? So it works along with it, and so it intensifies the treatment. Okay, so that's the first thing. However, the second thing is eating grapefruit is not the same as juicing a grapefruit. So you definitely take blood pressure. You don't want to juice a grapefruit. Okay, that's why on your paperwork we have that. Okay, all right, but you can substitute this for another. Okay, and I did fill those. Some recipes call for it. But I leave my lemon pills on. These things have so much star main ingredient right here. Star garlic. Okay? And garlic antiviral and is antibacterial, right? Just a simple garlic, okay? And the quantities are in the book, okay? I like to put a little more garlic. I have fresh ginger. Okay, so So I put 2 oranges, 1 grapefruit, 1 lemon, and 1 oranges. Okay, and I put garlic, probably about 5 cloves of garlic, and then about 1 inch of fresh ginger, and then 1 tablespoon of honey. Honey is a smell. Oh, and the onion is great because the onion helps with cough, and honey helps with cough as well. Do I have what now? What about it? Oh, the peel. Yes, I left it on there. Some people leave all of theirs, and there have been times I have too, right? And I'm gonna do a half an onion. I was gonna make all. Okay, so I'm gonna put a half in, and then next time I'm gonna put another half in. And then I put a little cayenne pepper. Okay, this is I'm sure I did a teaspoon. It's gonna have a kick now. It's gonna have a kick. Ginger and cayenne pepper. I do a teaspoon. When I say it knocked it right out, right on out. And then I think I put like 3 slices of, when I say slices, you know, because you divide it in slice, of course you always don't want it in heavy syrup, right? You want it in just regular, but you know, I like fresh pineapple. Okay? And then you put it in here and you blend it. Okay, I can't tell you how much water. I just like to have a, okay? And then once we blend this up, we're gonna take it and we're going to blend it and we're gonna heat it, okay? And then they say about a half a cup over a day, divided into, I can show holding my top, right? For those of you who plan to invest in a fintech, don't, okay? Don't put your top inside. Okay? I love my fintech. Okay, that is H. I have to go get this in, and you know, at this point, I don't know what I have. Did I have a virus? Did I have some kind of bacterial infection? What's happening? I don't know. But all I know is garlic will take care of them all. Okay? And so that's what we did, and that was the end. Okay? So at the onset, I want to try some of these very natural. Okay, so that's excellent, and we'll have some samples for you. Okay, and if I need more, I have more that I can. All right. So the honey, the onions, like these have so many antibacterial. They work for cough. I mean, just my mom. I forgot to tell you about that. But she had something. I don't know if they ever figured out what it was, but I think bronchitis. And it was, I say my mom that for almost could not stop coughing. And so I sent my brother the recipe and had him make it for her. And in just a couple of God is so good. Oh, and I'm glad you asked me that. Because we don't just want to medicinally, right? When we're having an issue, we don't want to just do it every day preventatively. Use your food, your whole plant-based that you use every day. But when we at the onset, first feel sick, then about a half a cup every like 5 times or in teaspoons. That's like you could cough throughout the day. But I yes, or go up, cough a lot. Okay, but when I did it the other week, that might have helped. All right. The next thing is a cabbage poultice. It's just cabbage. It's the same thing you're eating all the time, right? So this cabbage is an amazing enzyme. Food. What do you have? Let food be your medicine and medicine be your food. Okay? I saw, had I know what okay? Here's four. Those body that you're five, right? Where my first introduction, so amazing. And I saw, that her leg. They did not give her this. They did not hide her from. They wrapped her leg in cabbage. Got up the next morning. She was half the time. Eventually, was able to have normal, like, also, I saw somebody who had, got bit by something, but had I've tried charcoal on this, I've tried this, and it was swelling, right? I said, I want you to have it, but I'm about to show you. And take it, put it on, spray and wrap on, wrap it. This is amazing for inflammation. One of the best anti-inflammatory that you can do, okay? And particularly, some of you are having trouble with it, right? Take this, right? Put it on your elbow. That's I see others where they take it and they no, cut it. We're gonna be okay. So in order for this to be effective, some people I never do without. You want to take a meat tenderizer or something. You can use with a spoon or anything, but you want to start seeing it get wet. You want the juices to start flowing out of it. It's just like garlic. You know, you want garlic, you want to crush it, onions and things like that. You start smelling that, right? You know that it's about to do what it does. So you're gonna take this. The greener the leaf. The greener leaf, the better. It'll work still on the other. Yes, it will. Did you hear what she said? He said the grocery stores sell them like this because people go, they don't want this part. They take it and strip it off. You throw it away. Some people throw it away. Okay, so let me see if I can get somebody who wants to help. Now I don't know who this is, but it's wonderful. It's yours? Good, because I asked Chandra when she was here, it got lost at Medical Missionary, and I took it home. But I was like, this is not mine. So I did not steal this. I want you to know that. It was left here during the Medical Missionary time. All right. Yeah, and I was asking, is it yours? You're like, oh. Okay, any volunteer? Yes. A volunteer? Okay, come on. All right. May I have your attention? Okay, so if, like I said, if you weren't here in public, I would have this off. And of course, what should I have done first? Pray. Right. I would pray with her. Right? And then I would take this. I would wrap it as best as I can. And what do you think I'm going to have her do with this? Clean in it, because it really needs to be there for about 5 to 6 hours. Like, we're not going to be wearing this to work, right? This is not mine. This is Sonja's. We got to ask Sonja. Oh, it is? Oh, yes. So we have a Cabbage Patch girl here right now. All right? And then sleep in it. Just there and let it do what it does all night long. Okay? And we'll see how you feel. Okay? But if this was a wrist, if this was an elbow, if it was a leg, it's back. Okay? All right. Okay, guys, I know you're fellowshipping, but if I can have your attention just one more minute. One more minute, at least for the people who would like to listen, please. All right, so that was Nature's Penicillin. This is a cabbage poultice. That's what we call that, a cabbage poultice. And then one last thing is charcoal. Every home needs charcoal. Every home needs charcoal. Okay, now, first thing. This is not any charcoal. This is activated charcoal. What makes our charcoal activated? Anybody know why this is activated? And if you go burn a fire, that's not activated? Because in order for it to be activated, it needs to undergo extreme heat. Okay, like 800 to 1200 degrees. Okay, because when that happens, it changes the structure of it and makes it very, very porous. okay? So this is activated charcoal. This is also another thing we're not gonna do every single day. Oh, charcoal is good for me, so I'm just gonna take some charcoal every single day. No. Why? Because one of the side effects of charcoal is constipation. So whenever we're taking charcoal, we're always gonna drink a lot of water. We're always gonna have a lot of water whenever we take it. But when would we ever use charcoal? What would be an indication? Okay. Poison. Okay. So first of all, let's understand how charcoal works. You can get this in a powder like this. If you're gonna put it in a jar like this, you need to put it in a dark place. Don't just have this like on your countertop, okay? Take it and put it in your dark pantry or something like that, okay? You can also get it in capsules, okay? 1 tablespoon, 3 capsules. That's the equivalent, okay? You're gonna take it like this, 1 tablespoon. If you're gonna take capsules, 3 of them, not 1. Okay, so when would you use charcoal? Well, first of all, I'm just gonna give you 5 reasons you might want to use charcoal, okay? There are probably about 105, okay? And you're gonna find some in the book. There are all kinds of books that you can get about charcoal. I'm just gonna give you the top 5 that I can. First of all, poison, kind of poisoning, or like, let's say you ate something, like you have, or you ingested something that really is a toxin or poison. Let's say your child drinks something that they should, like a chemical or something, or somebody overdoses with a drug, or alcohol toxin, or something poison or something foreign. Then that would be one thing, right? As soon as you know about it, go and take a tablespoon, about 60 ounces of water, and you put it in, and you stir it up, and you drink it. Now, charcoal is pretty messy, so I'm not even gonna right now, okay? But it's pretty messy, but all you need is charcoal and you need water, okay? How does it work? Charcoal does not have, okay? Charcoal add, okay? The difference, and when I did my medical missionary, I had actual pots, but a sponge absorbs. So, the water goes inside, soaks in. Charcoal is not like a sponge. Charcoal is like a magnet. It attaches like a magnet outside, okay? And it's not going to do that if it hasn't been under, if it's not very, very porous, very high heat. So you're going to take charcoal, and it's going to add more. All the toxins are going to stick to it. So with that being said, if you're on medication, take charcoal. That's right. It is, right? Right. So it's just going to absorb, and it's not going to be selective enough. Okay? So if you feel like you've been exposed to some kind of poison, something like that, that would be one great, a lot of people think they have an upset. I always like to know what the cause of that is. But anyway, so some type of poison. Another is bites. You have bee bites, several bee bites. Right. Like a snake bite or you do need to get to the hospital, but Huh? Okay. Oh, okay. So in other words, you're saying you make like an icicle with or an ice cube, ice pack, ice poultice, ice. Okay, great. So coloring on the recipe. Wow. especially if you put a little clove oil or peppermint oil, something like that, absolutely. And that's one of the ones. So since you're talking about teeth, I'll go ahead and tell you. You can use it to whiten your teeth. So I know it's counterintuitive because charcoal is black and you're trying to make them lighter, but it will because of this abrasive. Because of the abrasiveness of it, and it'll take off the light stain. Yes, yes. And they make okay. So we'll share that. Okay, is it okay if we share with her? Okay. So that was one that I was there with. Did I say bites already? Okay, so bites, like an insect bite or something like that. One that you might not have thought about. Water. Yes. Water filtration, filtering your water. Hopefully you have some kind of water filter or natural water, something like that. But especially if you know that you don't have good water, it's going to absorb everything. Let it make it sediment. Okay, right, that's what I was gonna say. That's what they do. The water filtration, they use charcoal. That's right. Okay, so you can use that as well. All right, so there are very many, every home just needs to have some charcoal for whenever charcoal, okay? Oh, that's a great question. Order this online, Retreat sell them, health stores, Walmart. No. If you buy it, Walmart will sell it. Okay, so. Oh yeah, the doctors use this. Like when people come in with poison, certain types of overdoses or poisons in the actual conventional hospital, they use charcoal. This is a solution. Okay. I haven't heard that story. Yeah, I haven't heard it, but yeah. Okay, and one last thing I want to tell you. If you've been exposed to mold, take some charcoal. Oh, and don't take this long term, okay? 1 to 3 days. I talked to you about that already, right? It's not something you're doing a long time. But yeah, just take it long term. Use this medicinally. You have a problem, you're trying to fix something, okay? So yes. Right, but you're not ingesting. You're spitting it out. Okay? Yes, but that's in small doses. This is a large dose. Okay? Okay. Yeah. Great. I'm gonna use this till I can't use it until it's all gone. However long take that is. Ms. Chandra said there's no expiration. I've never thrown away any charcoal, ever. Oh yeah, definitely. I've had this. Okay, everybody, if you are interested in getting a God's Pharmacy, you're welcome to do that, and you're welcome to text and say, order me a God's Pharmacy. I'll make the order on Tuesday and I'll do it. Okay? I just want you to have the resources. Yes, I'm not going to remember anybody tells me right now, so please text me. And then I'll see your text and I'll put your name on the order. Okay? Order. All right, enjoy your tables, and we will see you next week at the gardening seminar.